Welcome to another episode of Grub Masters. I'm John and this is Carl, and today we're going to do a one-pot turkey meal. Gobble, gobble! Carl, how are we going to do a one-pot turkey Thanksgiving?
So what we're trying to do is come up with a meal that doesn't take a long time, that could be done in one Dutch oven. We're going to use a 16-inch Dutch oven. You could do smaller quantities and use a 14 or even a 10, or excuse me, a 12.
Back off on quantity.
Back off on quantity. A lot of times we've done this with a boneless turkey breast, but this time in the supermarket they had thighs and legs. So we're going to do 4 turkey thighs and 2 turkey legs.
Okay.
Some potatoes, some carrots. We've got some acorn squash. We're going to put those in there as well, and we're actually going to have brown sugar and maple syrup right inside the acorn squash cooking in the same Dutch oven.
And again, get the real stuff. Don't skimp on this.
Don't skimp. The other thing that we're going to do is we've got some parsnips, carrots, potatoes, red skin potatoes, so we didn't have to peel the potatoes, baby carrots, so we didn't have to worry about peeling and cutting.
Right. The stovetop.
And we're going to doctor up the stovetop today just with some Granny Smith apples. We've got it finely chopped. So what we could get doing here probably is we've got the turkey parts in a bowl. We're going to use some of the Bell's seasoning because it's got to taste like Thanksgiving.
Right.
And we're going to coat that a little bit. John's gloved up, so we're just going to lightly dust this. We want to give it that authentic Thanksgiving taste to this. But you obviously don't have to wait to Thanksgiving to do this.
Okay, so I think we're pretty good there.
So now what we're going to do is we're just going to season the potatoes. And I'm going to use a little rosemary leaves. I'm going to do a little while they're in this container. And then some of the seasoning salt.
So we're going to load this up with brown sugar, and then we're going to put the maple syrup right on top.
Maple syrup right on top. And I'm not going to go too high because I want this to be able to, if it's not perfectly level in the pot,
not leak all over.
Yeah. Because the potatoes are good, carrots are good, but probably not great with brown sugar and maple syrup on them, unless that's what you're going for. Beautiful. Now, John, maybe we'll move those aside and you could put together that, I'll dump this in here for you. There's 1 Granny Smith apple, 1 6-ounce pack of the stovetop. It's going to be really heavy in the apple, but that'll give it some nice moisture.
So just fold this in.
So we're going to press that down in there. This one got away. I'll have to pay the ultimate price.
All right. Assemblage time.
Got about 1.5 rings of coals on the top here. Let's give that a quick spray, John.
All right, absolutely.
Oh, man down.
You lose the bells?
No, I lost this stovetop box. No harm done.
No problem there.
Okay, so John, why don't we stick these turkey parts right in the middle, and then we'll put everything else around the perimeter. Oh, that sounds great.
You'll just cross the legs like they're hanging out having a good time.
All right, great. You want to do the stuffing while you're gloved up?
Okay.
You don't need a spoon, right? No, we may need it. So we're going to keep this in one big mass there. Oh, that's gorgeous. Now what I'm going to do is I got to think about, why don't we get the, maybe a mistake here, but get those acorn squash down in there, seeded. They can act as a little divider. Keep our potatoes. So we're trying to do quantities that are equal for the size group that we have. These are going to be good, John. I want to go in that back corner with the carrots. Beautiful. The poor parsnips.
There's no room in the pool for them.
Give this a little turn, create some space. Parsnips, I don't ever remember having them as a child, but boy, they're a delicious vegetable. Nice root vegetable.
But what do you think? Probably about
an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll probably start checking in about an hour, and we'll hone it in. And we're just going to maintain our coals on the top and on the bottom. Well, it's been getting dark around here early, so we had to move locations so that we could see this, kind of unveiling of the one-pot turkey dinner. I'm awfully excited. I know
I am.
Carl dreams about this dinner, so I know he's excited. All right, so let's flip our top and see what we've got. Wow.
Not bad.
Yeah, it came out really good, actually, I think. So
Its stuffing still looks nice and moist. We did lose a little bit of the maple syrup on one. My glasses are fogging up from the steam coming off of this.
right. So let's just pull a drumstick out of here so you can see it. And you can see the meat pulled right away from that drumstick bone. Put that on there. Maybe let me sneak a thigh out. I could just feel how tender this meat is with the tongs. Give it a taste.
Sure.
Let's just see how easily we could do this. What a piece of that thigh. Is it good?
That's good.
I'm gonna try a piece of the drumstick here.
Very tender. You taste that seasoning. You know, you would think, especially with the brown sugar and the maple syrup, that it would that flavor would carry over of those, but not at all. And that one was right next to the acorn squash that lost some of that maple syrup.
Well, these are really good. I'm going to throw these back in just to get them out of the way. And let's see if we could extract that acorn squash now that you mention it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it when we...
It's like the game of operation, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it went through.
It's so, tender
so
and
soft.
cooked.
Yeah, let me just... Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I think that's gorgeous.
That's going to be ooey gooey
yeah,
goodness.
Don't put that on my hand because I don't need
No,
to burn.
yeah. So that came out great. And the carrots and potatoes. Carrots came out amazing.
Yes.
Let's get a little taste of that.
Oh, look at that. It just came right apart. You notice that we adjusted the cut on the potato so that everything would be done at the same time. If I had gone much thinner on the cut on the potatoes when I cut them, the same thing with the parsnips. The tips are going to be maybe a little overdone, but you got that butt end.
I'm going to go for the tip.
But still,
No, it's good. That's great. Parsnip. We're eating in shifts. I always make fun of people that eat like all their French fries and then all their this and then all their
separated
that.
plate.
Yeah.
That
But,
don't let that maple syrup go to waste there. That stuffing, remember, we used the stovetop with the Granny Smith apples.
And you could use your own stuffing too. I mean,
Yeah.
we invite you to. We were trying to put this together quickly.
The first time we did this dish, we were going to make our own stuffing, and we just realized that the amount of time that we had, it was a little too ambitious. So we went and opted.
Really moist, though.
I just got a nice piece of that Granny Smith.
Yeah, I did too. It's really, really moist.
So we opted for the stovetop, and boy, it made us a believer in when you have a dish like this that's so complex. It's not about we make a stuffing dish that's great, but it's just a stuffing dish or dressing.
So this was really built kind of in layers almost. I mean, we laid down our turkey, and then around it we put all our vegetables, and then it was just really, again, just maintaining coals, the ring method. This took a while, but it's just the same basic skill, just for a little bit longer. And this is a fantastic meal. I mean, this is worthy of the Thanksgiving Day
a meal.
Thanksgiving
Actually, you
Day
got a
table.
small family. This would be, not many of you for Thanksgiving. The other thing we did is when we put the heat on this, we used a ring and a half, and at one point 2 rings. It's down in the 30s here, so we're fighting the cold temperature. But we had a ring and a half to 2 rings on the top for much of it, and a ring, a solid ring on the bottom. We obviously had to replenish the heat several times during the cooking process till we got to the point that everything was fully cooked.
All right, Carl, let's go make some friends really happy with this.
Exactly.
And, you know, again, please, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time.